Brad Pitt's apparently down to a Netflix movie with his director from War Machine and co-writer for this as well. So be directing it and co-writing it, Dave McCown, who will actually helm the film completely. And it's post-apocalyptic. It's called Desolation Run. Desolation. Oh, there it goes. There goes my brain. Desolation Run. There it is, Brian. Desolation Run. And apparently this reminds me of Mad Max quite a bit when I listen to this. But the whole breakdown, let me give you the synopsis for this too, okay? So it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where a mechanic, Alara, is trying to escape a brutal desert wasteland controlled by ruthless warriors. And Brad Pitt is a lone wanderer named Creed who teams up with her. Okay. Kind of sounds like Mad Max to me. They're not saying it's this, but I mean, come on, guys. Or maybe like Waterworld could be, but more Mad Max for me. So Brad Pitt, that's all they got so far. They haven't said who's playing Alara. They haven't said anything else besides who's, of course, we know who's directing. We know Brad Pitt's attached to it. But I think it's something cool. Like I feel like Brad Pitt could like shave his head bald maybe and go nuts and be like screaming at people, kind of like maybe, harnesses some of that Fight Clubness he had before and mix it in with like, maybe he talks to some of his friends. He gets some freaking crazy, I don't know, crazy acting stuff going. So I think it'd be cool. I think he'd be great playing this. He should play more roles like this. He's a phenomenal actor. Of course, studied at Ivana Chubbuck. I love watching him because I always see him eating stuff because it's a big thing.
Don't give her a plug.
I gave her a plug.
Terrible. Don't anyone go there. Terrible. Don't do it. Don't even think about it.
A lot of people have gone there.
He mentioned her once in an Oscar speech, and now she's super famous, and she teaches a shit class.
Yeah.
I know people who've been in the class.
I've gone to the class. I've gone to the class, yeah.
I also know other people who have been in the class. My acting teacher went to her class, like, just recently, and he left, like, he was like, this is ridiculous. Like, hard no. Yeah. And he is on a shit ton of shows. He has made a very successful living in acting up to this point. He just likes to keep working on himself, which I find very admirable. And so he went and he was like, no, this is not, it's not for me.
He's like, don't go there.
So this is not a plug. This is the no, don't.
But Brad Pitt, though, pretty freaking great actor, right?
Yeah, the only thing he uses from her is the doings. Okay, let's be clear. Just the doings. Yeah. That's his thing, is the doings.
He heard that and he just attached to it. He's always eating something.
That's great advice to make you naturally say your lines when you're focusing on something else. And it's also kind of a cheat. It's a shortcut. Right, so if you don't want to have to be like fully locked in, you can be like, well, I'm just gonna eat this banana, or like, oh my gosh, it's so hot here while I'm talking to you, I'm gonna do this, or what did I find over this rock? It's cool. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of cheating. It comes across great, kind of cheating a little bit. It's like something that you keep in your toolbox if you're like having a rough time with something, in my opinion.
Sabrina, are you excited about this project though?
No.
You don't want to see Brad Pitt?
I love Brad Pitt. I really do. I love him to death, and I'll watch it. I absolutely will watch it. That is why? Brad Pitt was my first love before Ryan Reynolds. Everybody knows.
Is that the AI drawing of Brad Pitt?
I think it is.
Totally. Nice. It totally is. And not a good one.
You know what? Accurate.
Not
very accurate.
A good one.
Here he is looking at you, Sabrina.
Oh, there you go. Hey, buddy. Oh, there he is. Hi.
Sweet nothings.
Yeah, absolutely. He is.
Talk about my movie. Tell me some good things about my movie, Sabrina.
Okay, fine. There's a lot of amazing movies. This is just not really anyone who watches the show and knows me, like, this is not really my like genre of things. And there's like I don't know. Again, I'll watch it, but I'm not great. That's a great shot. They did War Machine together, these two, which is, was pretty good. Brad Pitt also produced a movie that he directed with Timothy Chalamet. I believe it was called, that's so rude. It's not Ryan Reynolds. You could say that when I'm talking about Ryan Reynolds, but like, I think you're being a little bit extreme. I think you're being a little bit extreme right now, sir. I'll allow it, though. I will allow it.
GR. I like it.
But yeah, he also, I think it was called The King. Right, with Timothy Chalamet. It was a 2019 film that Brad Pitt produced, and I don't want to mess this guy's name up, but he directed it. The same gentleman that is directing this.
Yeah, I already butchered his name once. I'm not going to say David. He's a great director.
This is going to be their third venture together with Netflix. The King was very successful. War Machine was pretty successful. So yeah, I mean, I think if it's done well, it could be great. It's just I'm not super jazzed about it because it's not really my genre,
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Brandon? Are you on the same page with her, or is this something that you'd be like, hell yeah, bring it on?
Honestly, I think I'm actually for it a little bit because like I honestly I loved him in Bullet Train, recently.
that was great.
That was really, really good. And so, and like with
Shot on
Once
hot
Upon a
lenses,
Time-
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, 100%. But at the same time, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like Brad Pitt has been like kind of expanding a little bit of his like repertoire a little bit. So I'm excited to go back to his like World War Z, stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm a little static for it. But I would say though, I
like
still
that
would like
picture,
to see
too.
Frankenstein more. So I don't
Yeah.
know why.
I agree. Frankenstein sounds so
Yeah,
good.
me too.
Yeah, it's such a
Also,
great idea.
not really my genre, but I feel like I that's something I would absolutely see like immediately.
Yeah.
But I thought he was also good in that. You say World War Z, that it does remind me of that
Yeah.
kind of in a way too. I think they should have made another one. I know they're doing a series we talked about in here too. Like a series is coming. I think it was Apple TV's doing it, and he's producing and maybe starring in it. They still haven't announced if he's coming back, but I think he does great in this kind of world, so that's why it could be good. But then for me, I'm also like, why not just throw him into Mad Max at this point? If you're gonna do a Mad Max spinoff, or ripoff, I should say, just throw him into Mad
There's
Max.
another Mad Max coming too, but
I know,
it's,
which looks great.
But that's studio driven. That's gonna go in the theaters and stuff. This is a Netflix film, right? This is for Netflix.
Yeah, this is Netflix. Yes.
So I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a different thing. Brad Pitt is a spectacular actor. I think he can pull anything off. My lack of enthusiasm is not because it's I don't think he's going to do a good job. It's just do we need another post-apocalyptic fucking movie? I don't think that we do. But
Yeah.
whatever.
The world needs it, Sabrina. The
I'll
world
watch
needs it.
I don't
Yeah,
think
actually,
so.
just canned 2 projects and threw them away, and now they're canceling Frankenstein. Like, what are you doing, Netflix?
I don't think so. California just got hit by an earthquake. I don't need another doomsday thing or like
Thank
earthquake
you.
on a hurricane at the
Thank
same
And a
time.
hurricane, yeah.
There was like a
It's
tornado in like New
like
Jersey. I'm like, when the fuck did that start happening?
Yeah.
When did tornadoes like land in New Jersey? Like, that's not a thing.
We're
Just like-
Apparently
the
now it's a
center-
thing.
We're literally the center of Avatar: The Last Airbender. You got earth, you got water, you got air, you got fire. And
It's all raining down.
It's all of us. All of us. We're just centered around the 4 elements. It's just insane. Yeah.
And they were
I don't-
threatening a hurricane here at the same time, changed to a tropical storm. But like, that seems pretty like a hurricane and an earthquake on the same day. I was like, oh, what
Yeah.
is happening right now? I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go live in the movie theater.